Hello, my ravens. I just got in bed, just got home from volleyball, washed up, and now I am in bed. And I finally found a position to sit in which it doesn't hurt and I'm not in pain. This is going to be a serious and informative video. So if any of you watching are going to be immature about this, I will be very disappointed in you. So I hope that we can all be mature about this and hopefully take some, hopefully there's a takeaway from this video. So I talk about this a lot on my stream, especially when I am in a lot of pain and I do have my monthly friend, aka the period. But I thought I would make a video about it because it is something that is very important to me, and I do hear a lot of period jokes that get thrown around, and they've never been funny to me. I always thought that they were extremely immature. And I wanted to let you guys know that, part of the reason people probably make fun of it is that they don't know what the period entails. They don't know how it feels. They will never know how it feels, some people that make fun of it. So I thought I would maybe give some information about what I go through when I have mine. Since everyone's body is kind of different, I can't speak on everyone's behalf, but what I can tell you guys is a lot of the girls that I have spoken to do have almost the same symptoms as I do and are in the same condition as I am when I have mine. So here we go. Let's begin. So a few days before the flow actually begins, you're hit with two things. One thing is basically some kind of pain in the lower abdominal area that kind of starts coming, and you're like, okay, this is that weird kind of pain, meaning it's coming. So it's kind of like your body giving a warning, like, we're about to start up in here. Then the second thing that happens is your emotions start going, well, this is for me. The second thing that happens to me is my emotions go all wonky. So I'll start becoming extra sensitive or extra sad or extremely depressed. Usually for me, it's sadness and or I'll become extremely loving. Usually I don't become irritable or I don't become angry or anything like that. It doesn't hit me like that. So your emotions are basically uncontrollable. You don't know why you're feeling certain things. Certain things are bothering you more than usual and you can't control it. And then when your flow actually begins, then there's obviously the terrible cramping that happens in the lower abdominal area. And the best way I can describe it is, imagine someone gripping your insides and twisting them. That's how it feels. When people say like, oh, I'm having really bad cramps, the period cramps, that's what it feels like. In addition to that, you have lower back pain like no other. It's as if you are squatting with the Hulk on your back. It's absolutely awful. In addition to that, there's obviously the constant, changing of the hygiene product that you're using, whether it's a pad, it's a tampon, whatever it is. There's also the feeling of constant moistness. You're just always, there's always moisture down there. It feels like there's always, so it's very uncomfortable. It feels like it's always damp down there. Oh, and the worst thing is when you're sitting down and your body's basically collecting it, and then you stand up and whoosh, it just comes into your hygiene product, and it literally feels like you're peeing. So you have this moment of panic because you're like, oh my god, I'm peeing, but you're not. So it's that you're walking around like that for a solid 4 days at least. Some people get hit with a bad diarrhea. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's really bad. So there's that. So that's what's happening with your body. Some people get sore breasts, and it's sore to the point where it's painful, which is very, very terrible. You also start to break out. That's why I was wondering why I got these 2 random pimples yesterday when I've been pretty good about not touching my face. Yep. It's because it's here. What else happens? Okay, so that's basically what's happening with your body. I think I covered most of everything that's happening. We're going to move on to feelings now. So remember how I told you the days leading up, your emotions get all over the place? Yeah, well, times that by 10, because when you actually have your flow, and, you know, the hormones and whatever is happening in your body, I honestly don't know the complete details, but whatever's happening, I don't know if you guys have seen the show Vampire Diaries. I always use this comparison, but basically in the show Vampire Diaries, the way that they describe becoming a vampire is whoever you were before you became a vampire becomes heightened once you become a vampire. So if you were a very emotional person, you become 10 times more emotional. If you were a very angry person or a reckless person, you could become 10 times more emotional or reckless. And that's exactly like having your period. If you were sad before, you would think you were sad before? Okay. Just wait till you get that. That shit will hit you with a ton of bricks, and you will just randomly start crying. You have moments where you just feel extremely depressed. That's another reason a few days ago, or a couple of days ago, I was like, why do I feel so sad? But everything's okay. Like, why do I feel sad, but everything's actually okay? Okay? So emotions all over the place. I also get extremely loving. So I'm slightly unreliable with my emotions in the sense that I don't know if what I'm saying is because I'm on my period or if I actually feel that way. Because even if I have like tiny feelings for you during my period, it will be like explosive feelings for you. So there's that. There's also the, you know, the physical temptation bit. Yeah, your drive goes up there, or your feelings, again, heightened. If you are already like that when you're on your period, 10 times more. What else can I tell you guys? It's basically a bad time. It's absolutely chaotic. So the reason I'm making this video is to show you guys that this is the inner, I don't know how you want to describe it, turmoil or, you know, situation that's happening with girls when they are going, some girls when they're, or could be the situation that girls are going through when they're on their period. So when people make fun of them, or when people are rude to them, or when people make these jokes about, oh, you're probably being like this because you're on your period, oh, you're probably this, all these stupid jokes. It's very inconsiderate. It's very sad that we do that to each other for something that we can't control. And instead, so I want to do a disclaimer. No one ever has the right to be rude or mean or whatever. Just because you are in pain doesn't mean you have the right to treat people badly. So that's my disclaimer. All of these things that I mentioned, just because you're going through all that, does not mean you should be rude to people or you're allowed to be rude to people. What you can say, if you're, let's say you're easily irritable at that moment, what you can say to people is, listen, I'm in a lot of pain. I kind of just want to be alone. Done. And if the person is sensible, they'll leave you alone. Oh yeah, the last thing I wanted to say about that situation is that when you go to sleep, when it's time for you to go to sleep, lying down is extremely painful. And during the day, it hurts to talk. Like right now, I'm in pain when I'm talking, but I thought this was very important for me to do. So you got to twist and turn, and when you're sitting even, to find a position in which it doesn't hurt. So the takeaway from this video is hopefully the educational portion of it. And the other part of it is, okay, you've never had a period, so you don't know what it feels like. How can you help? if you are around someone who is going through this and you want to help them, which I hope all of you want to help them, including myself, first of all, ask them what they need. Just ask them. Be like, is there anything that I can do for you? I know you're in a lot of pain. Maybe make them tea. Tea really helps. Maybe buy them a heating pad. A heating pad really helps. Or get a heated water bottle or a heated blanket and give it to them. Another thing that you can do is do things for them. So if usually they cook for you or it's their turn to do the dishes, take over, be kind, do it for them. Get them an extra blanket. They might be cold. And you know what? The best thing that you can do is be compassionate. Just tell them that I'm really sorry that you're in so much pain and I wish I could do something to take your pain away or make you feel better. But how about I make you some tea? Do you think that's going to make you feel better? Just be kind. And don't pick fights with people at that time. Don't bug them. Don't like be a dick on purpose. You know, just lay off. You should never be a dick on purpose in general, but especially during those times, just be kind. Just be extra kind. So I hope this video was informative and gave any of you guys who haven't been in situations or don't know how to deal with these kinds of situations some kind of insight of what people go through, what girls go through. And this is not a pity video, it's more of an informative video in how to deal with this situation. This is not me just sitting here whining like, oh my god, I'm so in so much pain. I want all of us to be able to be put in situations in which we might not be able to relate, but we can still handle the situation properly, you know, in a way that makes the other person feel like, wow, even though they don't know what I'm going through, they're so good about it. So let's all strive to just be positive forces like that in people's lives and not be immature and make fun of things that are natural, that can't be controlled, and instead be a beacon of kindness to others. Make them feel that, you know what, even though you're in so much pain and you might feel like, oh man, I wish I could do this and this and this, but I'm in so much pain, just be good to them. Make them feel good. Oh, there is one other thing. I'll close off with this. When I have my period, and this is not me fishing for compliments, this is a very important thing that I want all of you guys to listen. Do you remember the bloating that I said happens and the cramping that happens? So you look a little fatter than usual. And with all your emotions and the breakouts and all of that, you don't feel very beautiful. You don't feel very good about yourself. All the things that are happening in your body, you don't feel good. So the last thing you feel about yourself is beautiful. Your self-esteem takes a hit. So another thing that you can do, guys, is to your significant others or, you know, your sister, tell them that they look beautiful. Tell them that they look damn scrumptious still, okay? Just be kind to people, and especially in these situations, be kind to girls and just, you know, sympathize with them. And with that, I'm going to try to get some sleep, and probably not going to go to work tomorrow because I am in a lot of pain. I actually have to go turn off the light right over there, but I finally, like I said, found a position in which I am in not that much pain and I don't want to move. So sorry that this video ended up being so long, but I hope that there were at least a few takeaways for you guys. All right, have a beautiful night. And for everyone who came by volleyball and spent time with me and chilled with me, thank you so much. Have a beautiful night, okay? Raven out. Bye, guys.